Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're down here in Maitland, we're in Winter Park, Florida. It is a suburb of Orlando. And what we're going to be doing is waterproofing the crawl space of this home. And yeah, in Florida they have crawl spaces. They're usually only 6 or 8 inches high. This one's about 2 feet high. But let me show you the problem. You can see their front entry, beautiful pavers coming down. And I just ran the garden hose to show you, but you can see the water, and it's just all pooled up right here. It's leaking horribly through the stone, through the pavers, down into the crawl space in this area right here. It's also leaking all the way around the side of the house. So what we're going to do, just like any other exterior waterproofing, we're going to dig down to the footer. We're going to clean all that off. We will go ahead and seal the footer with liquid rubber, put in gravel perforated pipe. We may use some easy flow as well. And then we'll come all the way around, leaking badly through this area, and you can see they had some sandbags up here to try to stop it. It's pouring into that crawl space. Continue that footer around here to the corner, where we'll put a sump pump, come out, and we'll go straight out to the seawall and drill right through the seawall. So again, all of the system is going to come down to this corner where we're putting in a sump pump. Let's take a look real quick. You can see the crawl space opening right here. And they have a fairly large crawl space. I'm not going to pull it apart or anything, but it's about 1.5 feet high, and it's just underwater down there. So you can imagine what it's like inside the house here in this humid weather. Really, really nasty. Okay, so we've already decided to modify some of this. We were going to send it out and through the seawall, but I think it's better if we bring this line along this direction up to the front. And the reason being is there's so much water coming off of the roof here that I want to collect it right away. So we'll put the sump pit up here at the corner, and we'll pipe that right out to the street and put it at a pop-up at the curb. And over here, some of the issues that you find when you're digging are, your foundations and your footer. And you can see this front step right here, it doesn't have a footer. So we have to be very careful around this area here to make sure that we don't undermine this slab, because you can see there's a post there that is a weight-bearing post. It helps support that roof. We don't want this to move in the future. And if you look over there closely, you can see the foundation, the footer, it sticks out under that wall. That's the level of the footer. And we know that because over here, I dug it out also. And here is the top of the footer. This is the top of the footer right here. It's the same level as this at the bottom. So we're all good. It's just that one little corner. But we want to bring this water around. Remember, all the water comes down this sidewalk and just pours into the crawl space. So we're going to put that sump pit just around the corner on the other side. So during your excavation, you can see the root system that starts to grow up on the wall. This is just growing right up into the wall. And what it does is, you can see there's brick here. You see the brick? See the seam of the brick? What it does is the little feeding roots like these, they go right through that mortar, right through here. And of course they can get up underneath of the stucco as well, and water floods up and follows those tree roots into the crawl space. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but maybe I can show you. Can you see that sand? You see how wet it is? I mean, there's water actually dripping out of this when I squeeze it. That's how moist this is all through here. And so we've got to get down. This is just stucco over pour. We're going to knock that off. We already knocked some of it off here. They do have, looks like they have a waterproofing compound behind this stucco, but nothing down here. So we've got to dig down to the footer, which is right here. You can see that's the footer. We're going to clean all this off right here. Clean all this off. We go down a couple more inches alongside, gravel, perforated pipe, seal this wall right up to the line here. You can see where the grade of the soil is. We'll wash all this off. We're going to paint it right up to there. And then we'll put a piece of fabric over top of that, keep the sand out, backfill it, and we're done. Okay, here's another really good example of a tree root. You can see it's 2 fingers thick, and it's growing right through where the footer and the foundation wall meet. So the foundation wall sits on the footer, and this root's been growing for 15-20 years. I mean, it's not like it just happened. This is so wet down here. I mean, again, I know it's hard to see on the camera, but this is just super wet soil. I'm sure that it just holds water all the time. Another issue right here is, can you see how they stepped down the footer? The footer's about 3 inches higher here, and they stepped it down. So again, another really bad place where water comes in is between these two footers. We're going to go ahead and keep excavating. We're ready, just almost ready to rinse it off, clean it off, and then put our paint, our blackjack number 57. Put our blackjack number 57 down on here, and this is actually a vent, a crawl space vent right here. I know it's bright. All the way back to the downspout. That's the end of the house. We're almost there. I'm using the iPhone to make this video first time. I'm not really that pleased with Apple. I think the Android phone's much better. But anyways, got this all ready to go. We're going to wash it off. We're going to put a base of gravel, perforated pipe. It's all going to be encased in fabric all the way along. We're coming out in front of the steps. Over here on this, right at the wall, we're going to actually put a catch basin on our system. Normally we don't do that, but this is the best place to put the catch basin, and we're going to put that pump right there at the corner, so it should be no problem to carry that water, just a short 10-15 feet. So again, you can see the size of the tree roots that are growing in here. These are 2 fingers, 2.5, 3 fingers deep. This is a big root, and it's growing right through where the foundation wall meets the footer. And right here it is, and it's just got a little bit of mortar on it, but the water's just pouring down through there. I mean, just pouring. I know it's bright, but the water's just pouring down through there and just into the crawl space. It's doing this all along this whole entire wall and in the front. So if you've got a couple of helpers, or if you're by yourself, if you scrape down to your footer, you can see this footer's fairly wide over here. We're out 4 or 5 inches. You can see my hand. There's the footer. So we've cleaned that off a little. Now we've got a guy coming back with a little sharpshooting shovel, the trenching shovel, and what he's doing is just scraping it clean so that we've got a place to set the gravel and the perforated pipe. So we're going to go ahead and start installing, and right now what we're going to do is we're going to add a small catch basin right here onto our line. Because this little area here of the porch, if you can see it here, which is a little alcove here, but it's kind of flood, so we want to go ahead and pick all that up. So we're just going to cut our pipe and go ahead and put a T on there and put a grate on the top of it, and that will act as our catch basin right here. So we added the catch basin. We're going to go ahead and put some gravel inside of our fabric right here and cover that up. Okay, so we just took a little break. You can see we're pretty hot and sweaty out here, but let's take a look at what we've got going on. We've got our discharge line, all the way dug. This is going to come out with a pop-up. This comes from the sump pump, so it's 1.5 inch PVC, and it's under pressure a little bit. It doesn't have to be deep. We're about a shovel deep all the way through, and it comes over to the pit. Sump pump lifts it up, pumps it out to the street. What happens is, water's been flooding underneath of this crawl space, and you can see the vents of the crawl space. Water has actually risen that high and just poured into the system, or into the crawl space. So we've added gravel, perforated pipe. We put liquid rubber. You can see the black tarry substance along the footer, along the wall. That's painted all the way around it. We paint right up to where the grade, right back to grade, and we seal the footer. It goes all the way back to the back. You can see back there. Goes all the way back to that back downspout, and hopefully this should take care of their problem for many years to come. I mean many years. Sump pumps over here. We've plumbed all that. Okay, so you can see our sump pump. You've seen many videos of me setting up the pump in the pit. We perforate the pit. We drill out holes for the inlet lines. We've got a line coming around that side. We've got another line coming from this way. So we've got 2 inlets coming in. We've got a Zoller M53, and you can see that float's already all the way up. We just need to plug it in. We're not ready yet. But we've got a check valve. Remember, check valves allow water to flow one direction, so it only can come upwards. Water can't come back. And then we've got our discharge line that runs out to the street. So we're getting ready to put some more gravel and perforated pipe, cover this up some more, and then we'll backfill it, and we'll be all done. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day. Don't forget about live help, video consultation via Skype. Sign up online. In addition to our Charlotte office and our Orlando office, we are now in Atlanta, Georgia. Visit us online or give us a call.